Living Yoga provides a trauma-informed, mindfulness-based yoga program to youth and adults who are in correctional settings, drug and alcohol treatment centers, and also transitional facilities. And then we also have a program here that we do at Edwards Day School for kids who are having behavioral challenges.
A lot of our children struggle with impulse control and self-regulation. Yoga has really been one more tool that we can utilize and remind kids that that is available to them.
What we're doing here is we're starting to give them and introduce them to tools that will last a lifetime. One of Living Yoga's core principles is that within each of us is essential goodness, and when we reflect that goodness to our students, they thrive. And the uniqueness of what is happening here is that it's the youngest group of students that we've ever worked with. And for us, it's a little bit more upstream. We know that the more experiences of trauma that people have, especially early on in childhood, it sets them up to have a whole cascade of negative consequences, including negative health, substance abuse, and even incarceration. While we have to do everything we can to prevent childhood traumas from happening, we also have to do as much as we can to promote wellness and resiliency once those have occurred. So Living Yoga invests a lot of time, energy, and resources into our teachers because for us, it's the most important part of what we do.
The people that come to this particular school come from chaotic backgrounds. So what we provide is consistency. We are there on time, the room is set up, and we are ready for them, regardless of what shows up. And sometimes it's resistance, but we're ready with the resistance too, because that's what we do, we show up.
Because so many of the students that we work with, that's been so sorely lacking from their lives, is people who just love them unconditionally and say, I accept you, I embrace you, and I want you to thrive.
Again and again, we try to bring them back into a connection with the practice and using yoga as that tool.
One of the things we always share with our students, especially for the ones who are like, I can't do yoga, I'm not flexible, or I can't do yoga because I can't stop my mind from thinking, is that we can all do yoga. If you can breathe, you can do yoga.
The way in which we teach yoga invites people to notice sensations in their bodies and gives them lots of options, which is really great for a traumatized person. It's giving them lots of options. They'll say, you can never give me enough options. I can do this, or I could do this, or if that doesn't feel available to me, I can do this. I have options. I can choose what I'm going to do with my body.
It's so important to weave back the personal into whatever the physical practice is.
It's looking at what's happening and then inviting that in.
And never giving up on anyone, even if it seems like they're being, somehow defiant or they're not interested. We don't know what they're taking in. And we've done some interesting exercises that, if you were to think about it, is sort of support for impulse control. But we weren't even necessarily thinking of it that way initially. One class, blocks were going a little bit wild, and we decided to make like a giant Jenga block tower in the middle. And there was one boy who really wanted to knock it down. He's like, can I knock it down? Can I knock it down? And we said, you can, but not till the end of class. And interestingly, class ended, and we said, okay, you can knock it down. And he said, I don't want it anymore.
One of the experiences that's common through the experience of trauma is being disconnected from one's body. And because of that, having bodies that are highly dysregulated.
Inviting someone to move their body into a certain position and breathe and notice what they're feeling in their body in this present moment, it stimulates that part of the brain that gets deadened out by trauma.
Our children here struggle with that dysregulation and that internal chaos, and they don't necessarily have the choice to put themselves first. Yoga really creates that sense of peace and sense of control and calm.
When you have control over little else in your life, one thing that you can't control is how you breathe.
And that's one of the gifts of yoga, is that it allows people to come back into their bodies and to come back into their lives and to move forward. For our students, they have been kind of pushed to the margins of society, have been forgotten about. For many of them, they're experiencing extreme mental health challenges, and they are so porous, they are so open for something, anything that can help them to shift and change their circumstances. And here are people saying, I'm not only not going to forget about you, I am going to stand side by side with you. I'm no better than you. I am an equal partner in this with you, and together we're going to move forward. And here's this tool that's within you that you can access anytime. You don't need me to access it. I'm just temporarily showing you this path forward, but this path forward has been in you all along.